a terrible thing to say, Greg. Surrogate is all my camera work. I don't see what the problem is.
I don't see what the problem is.
It's just like,
I was talking to Ryan.
which Ryan? Sorry.
I'm just hanging out until I have to go to surgery, and thought I would goop around with the live stream and see if I can make it work. So, if anybody's out there, hello.
You wouldn't accept a lead job from anyone else. I accepted your eligibility. So it makes sense if it's to use all your worst symptoms, including nasal congestion, which most pills don't. And all the gentle bits you can barely feel. So it makes sense.
There's something you can't miss at Oliver with all new giant Italian. Special case done up a big way, like giant chicken parmigiana. All new giant Italian classics, only for a limited.
Now, can you hear me, Suzanne? Can you hear me now? Okay, good. Yeah, they admitted me into the hospital and scheduled me for surgery at 5 o'clock. I don't know exactly what's happening. I haven't had a chance to talk to the surgeon yet, but I'm guessing since there was infection again, still worse, that he's probably going to go in and clean out the infection. And right now, we're all just kind of flying by the seat of our pants, as the nurse said whenever I was asking her questions. So it's going to be just whatever happens, I'll find out as it's happening, I guess. I just kind of thought I would turn the camera on so that I didn't feel like I was alone in here. Hi, Pippa. How are things on your side of the world? It's fixing to rain here. We're having a severe thunderstorm warning. They have good backup generators here. Thank you so much. It's nice to see you, Pippa. How's your boy? Is your little boy doing okay? So I learned something. Apparently, if someone tries to call, it interrupts the feed. So what time is it over on your side of the planet, Pippa? Am I saying your name right? My hand got green things coming out of it. It was disgusting, and they're having to go in and, I guess, clean it out again. I've been on a PICC line, antibiotics every day. There was a little issue with a swing bed hospital that I was in, taking the PICC line, and me and a doctor locked horns over the issue of whether or not I should just leave my animals to fend for themselves for the month. And so now I'm back here with a worse infection, and the surgeon has to clean it out. So that's what we're doing.
That's not true. Our one guy
At least I think that's what we're doing. I haven't actually had a chance to talk to the doctor. Or the surgeon. I mean, he just sent word this morning that we were going to do surgery at 5 o'clock. And so that's what we're doing. It's 3 p.m. Well, 3:04 p.m. right now here. It's so shocking. I mean, I never would have thought that a cat bite could turn into all of this. I mean, I've been keeping videos and stuff, taking videos of everything that's been going on. I just haven't posted them because when you're arguing with a medical person who's kind of in charge of your existence, I don't know whether it's such a good idea to antagonize more than my natural mouthiness will do. So I figured I would wait, save it all, and make it into a little documentary, and you guys can check it out a little later. Right now, I just didn't want to be alone before I go into surgery, so I figured I would turn this on and see who all was out there. Come hang with me before I go get cut on again. I sure wish this was like a thank you, only ghost boy. What every lady needs to hear while she's got no makeup and hair in a ponytail right before lovely hospital gowns. And I am finding that trying to clip your nails with this hand like this is being difficult. But I don't really have a lot of exciting anything to talk about right now. I don't think they'll let me YouTube the surgery. I could ask, though. He might let me. Dr. Peterson's actually been really cool about letting me take videos of everything that's been going on. I should ask him. See if they'd let us do it with the phone. But, you know, people doing evil things ruin it for everybody. Because I bet if they'd let me just use the phone to upload a video to do a live stream, Dr. Peterson probably wouldn't care. Well, I don't know about a bikini, but yeah, I'm going to ask them. Maybe they'll let me do the surgery, show the surgery. I have to ask. Nothing else, they can maybe videotape it for me with my phone. That's kind of what I've always thought, Pippa, that, you know, though you may not understand what's happening or what the big picture is right now, depending on how you choose to handle whatever is going on in your life at that moment, it can lead to, if you can handle things with grace, then maybe even the bad stuff has a good end.
Carry out large pieces for $7.99. Domino's carry out insurance as you go.
Well, I don't have one with me right now, Ghost Boy, so
Like this.
just have to deal with this lovely attire. Really, somebody ought to design nicer hospital gowns, really, you know. Something that's like kind of two-tone, maybe dolman sleeves, something you can kind of wrap around and look a little, you know, less like you're sick and in the hospital. I do think that I'm going to just leave this on, though, so that Does anybody know how to make this thing ding, like whenever somebody talks to you? Because if I can make it to where it would make a notification if somebody says something, I might just set it up over on the side of the room and leave it on so that kind of like leaving the door to your room open so that people can talk to you whenever they walk by. I don't know how long surgery is going to take, or like I said, I don't know what he's going to do or anything because it still has to have another skin graft. But since the infection got worse, I don't think he would be doing a skin graft with the infection getting worse. But then I'm not a doctor, so I don't really know how all this stuff works. I guess I'll find out whenever. I guess when I get to surgery. It's a good thing I trust this doctor. I do, though. He's good. He's a good doctor. Very conscientious, and it's not often I feel safe with just handing myself over to somebody. But I've had a good feeling about this guy since the very first time I saw him. He he's got a good vibe about him. He was in the military, in the army for 20 years. Oh, I don't know about that. It won't be happening today, that's for sure. Speaking to only Ghost Boy. So I'm still trying to figure out how to work all of this. I don't really know how everything here, how you do everything in this. But I figure I won't find out unless I practice, right? So.
Showcases the best ideas and motivates decisions. Making a big impression is paper packaging. It's time for some straight talk. Look, if your wireless bill is growing out of control, guess what? Scissors being paid for every time.
I'm blushing now. So I never thought at one time in my life that I would actually be sitting here in front of a camera that anybody could tune into with no makeup on and actually be feeling all right about it. But I started thinking about the fact that, out here, since I've been living out in the country, I rarely ever put makeup on because my horse and my dog and the cats don't care. And when I started doing the YouTube channel, I started thinking that, what is the basis behind, my particular philosophy at this point in my life. And my channel is not a beauty channel thing. It's not about makeup. It's about kindness. And ultimately, whenever I get to the point where I can actually evolve the channel into something, more of what I was really ultimately thinking, I want us to talk about being okay with yourself no matter what's going on. Learning to accept the fact that you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. You know, no matter what you do, you're never, ever, ever going to be able to please everyone. And once you can get to accept that, once you can get to accept that, you can start to learn to accept yourself and embrace yourself and all the things that you are within yourself. And it's really a basis to learning to be content in your body and in your life and in the situations that life puts you in. So, but all that's for another day. Hi, Clip Jam, I know. I tell you what, while nobody's here. Da 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 da. There you go. Yeah. I can't take it all off because it's actually an open wound, but this part of it has actually healed pretty good because that was open all the way down to the ligament. You can see ligament and bone, and that one has healed pretty well. This one here, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but it still has staples in there. See? Anybody know about palm reading? It's changed the lines on my palm. Is that going to change my future? Is the middle one your heart line? So now I have a scar that runs from my index finger across whatever mound this is called to the heart line. Which, what a lovely job Dr. Peterson did to actually do that like that. I mean, check that out. You know, he could have made it to where it was just all over the place, but he actually made a nice little connection there. So, and here, there's a line that starts right here. That's healed up pretty good. I can't really take all this apart to show it to you, but there's going to be a seam right here, and then there's a seam that runs from here to here, and then there's an open. All this right in here, right there, doesn't have any skin over it, and you can see the ligaments and the bone and meat. My hand needs to be earning me some money as a stunt double in Walking Dead or some zombie movie right now, seriously. But as it is, we're sharing it here. Look, staples. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Ooh, look. Ooh. That actually, right there, kind of hurts a little bit. Yeah, I've actually, since I've been talking to people about this, honey, me in a bikini at my age is not worth any money. But Pippa, I actually have talked to so many people who have had just real horror stories. A friend of mine that I had no idea that this had ever happened to him, but 12 years ago, one of his nieces had gotten bit by a cat, and she died from it. And a couple of my online friends have told me stories about people that they know that have actually died from a cat bite like this. So I feel very fortunate to be here right now, especially given the fact of I pissed off the doctor at the swing bed, and she booted me out of the hospital, and I didn't have any place to go except back to my property, and the camper had been sitting open since, well, for 18 days, and it's out there on a few acres in the middle of a whole bunch of acres, and all manner of wildlife and grossness had taken place during the time. I mean, I walked into the hospital one day expecting to get a shot and some antibiotics and a lecture about messing with feral cats. And the next thing I knew, I had not seen my home, been home, or seen the animals or anything for 18 days. And I was really, really traumatized by, just basically being plucked out of your existence and plopped down into a hospital. And I'm kind of a hermit, I mean, I'm not used to having a very organized kind of structured, you wake up at this time and you eat at this time and you eat what they feed you. And I'm not used to that. So it's being a bit of a challenge to get used to doing this. But I'm so grateful to my surgeon here. He's been really, really good and taking care of me. But yeah, that right there, though, see, all of that is, at least this looks a little bit like a healthier color, because yesterday, whenever I got in here, what drove me here ultimately was it was green. And I don't think green is a color that should be coming from a cat bite. So I drove my honey to the emergency room here where they did the surgery to begin with, so that it would be close to where the doctor could see it, because this finger, my index finger, started getting numb. My thumb was kind of feeling numb right down around in here. And this is where the fang went in, is right there. Her fang got buried up to her gum where the cartilage is, between my index finger and my hand. And that's what is over here too, because that's where the infection was the worst, where she got me right there. So I need better glasses or better eyes so that I can read everybody's writing. Oh, I know, I'm trying, but it is so hard. It's really hard to just hand yourself over like that. But right at this point, I kind of don't really have a choice. And while I'm here at this hospital with a surgeon, a doctor, a staff that I trust, I'm going to try to just be a good little patient and do whatever they tell me to, and try to be as calm as I can. Uh, Breathe deep and have faith. Yes, I do. I have faith in this. I do not believe that it is my destiny to die from a cat bite. I don't believe it's my destiny to lose my finger or my hand from a cat bite. Um, Given the fact that I've spent my entire life, rescuing animals and stuff like that, it would be a sad, sad fate to have that happen. And I don't think that that's it. I don't. Okay. Only Ghost Boy. I'm flattered and it's cute, but it's not going to happen right now, babe. I'm fixing to go in for surgery. Okay. So, you know, let's talk about something that, something else. Yes, visualize healing. And you know, one other thing that I also found is that the way that you're treated by the people in the hospital really makes a difference your in your healing. Because like whenever I was here with these people, I was feeling good. Whenever I got to that other hospital with the swing bed, and they were not. They were not like treating me like I was a human being. They were treating me kind of like well, the majority of their patients are like Alzheimer's patients, people with beginnings of dementia. Uh, you know, they take care of people who have long-term things going on, which is what happened with, you know, me having to have the antibiotics every day, as opposed to doing it in acute care. You know, they moved me to, you know, like a long-term care facility to have that done. But they were trying to treat me the same way as they were. I don't know. The staff and everything there, they were wonderful. It was me and the doctor that didn't get along. You know, we locked horns. It became a problem right off the bat, and it didn't get better. You know, and, you know, to the point where she released me without even telling me what she was going to do or anything. I didn't have a chance to, you know, try to make proper arrangements for anything. And really, you know, she kind of put me in jeopardy because I had to go back and deal with that camper with, you know, field mice and all the stuff that happens whenever animals have free reign in a tiny, tiny space. And I'd left the door open and it had been thunderstorming and raining, so stuff had gotten wet. There's leaks inside the camper ever since Harvey kind of twisted it a little bit right after the house burnt down. And so it was nasty. It was like befoulment on a molecular level. And, you know, it was not a safe, clean place to be trying to heal. And I think that is what caused, you know, the hand to get even more infected. So, you know, I'm just kind of right now. I just want to stay happy. You know, I had surgery one time here before. Whenever I had this spinal surgery, that's what the scar is here on my neck. It's not real obvious here, but right here, right through here, the back of my spine, there's a metal brace. It looks like, have you ever seen those cup holders that are like expandable? You know, they're you can pull them open and close them. They have little pegs on them. Put it on the wall, and you can hang your cups on it. Well, that's kind of what the deal in my neck looked like. And I had that surgery, and was in the hospital, had the surgery, and out of rehab in like 12 days. And I've already been in the hospital for, well, since the 16th of April. I've been in the hospital outside of Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and what is today? Is today Monday? I'm not even sure what day it is. That's terrible. Hi, Diane. I just saw that you're there. Hello. Yeah, they do just treat disease, not humans.
So I talked to my doctor about Humira. I learned Humira can help get and keep C under control when other medications haven't worked right. And it helps.
Well, I do like my surgeon. The doctor at the other hospital, I was not in safe hands. She's got a notorious reputation over in the little town that hospital is in. Today's Tuesday. Oh, thank you. Okay. Wow. Okay, so it was Thursday night. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So 4 days
There are multiples on this game. One is
dealing with
one is
nastiness with an open wound. No wonder it turned green. But I'm out of there now. I'm doing this. I left enough food for the animals for a couple of days. And I did talk with the mayor of our little town. And she said that she would help me if I needed somebody to tend the animals, that she would get in touch with people and see, find people that would help me. So I'm gonna end up calling her as soon as I know a little bit more about what's going on. Then I will get in touch with her and make sure that um, the animals, have a safe or in a safe space. It's really frustrating not really knowing what they're going to do to you, though. Oh, I'm in a little teeny tiny town in East Texas. Ultimately, I'm from Texas, but I grew up in Houston, and I was born in a little tiny town in on the Gulf, little beach town, and now I'm living way out in the country. So far out in the country that there's only one channel that you can pick up with a regular antenna, and it starts the day with the farm report. So, yeah, for somebody that lived in Houston and Los Angeles and Seattle, it's quite a difference in life. I mean, where I'm at right now, you cannot find. Oh, you watch Joel Osteen? Yeah, he he's his church and stuff is not actually, you know, when you're talking Texas size, his church is not really that far away from where I live. It's like 2 or 3 hours. But given the fact that by the time you drive halfway across Texas, you're almost to LA. So it's a big difference. I do like the fact that Olstein, uh, uses he refers to God as the source. It's very weird though that I see him at that he's the church that he's in right now used to be a stadium that the Houston Rockets played at, and all the concerts, the big concerts, all the big rock stars and everything used to play at that building that he has his church sermons in now. It used to be called the Summit a long time ago. I used to run camera there for concerts, and yeah, the Houston Rockets. I know that building like the back of my hand. Well, it was the Summit before it became the Compact Center. But whenever it came to the Compact Center, when it turned into the Compact Center, I was living in Washington State, up in the Seattle area, uh, doing the Sonics and the Hurricanes and the Mariners games and concerts and stuff up there. So kind of lost track of what was happening here in Texas as far as them changing. Heck, I was gone whenever the Oilers, the Houston Oilers, quit. I know it's got a big bruise right here. And this right here was a cat bite at the same time that this one happened. Only this one was in the meat next to the joint, and this one was right into the cartilage. So oh, Yeah. Yeah. See this right here though? This here happened because whenever I went to the doctor in the first place, I had on a pair of leggings and a shirt. And from the 16th until then, whenever I got sent to the other hospital to do the IV antibiotics, the sorry, I'm on painkillers right now, so I'm a little ditzed. The forgot what I was going to say. Hmm. Well, good drugs, man. I don't like stuff that makes me forget what I'm saying now or what I'm talking about. It's not good. I really would like to know what they're going to do with my hand though tonight. It's kind of frustrating whenever you don't have the ability to actually find out what's going on regarding your body. Yeah, that's so funny. Pippa wants to see Texas, and I've always wanted to see the UK. Haven't made it there yet. Hopefully one day. Still haven't, given up that life can change, and one of these days I'll be able to go back to traveling. Oh, oh yeah, this right here. The other hospital wouldn't let me wash my pair of leggings. They wouldn't make arrangements for them to be washed. They wouldn't let me leave to go wash them at the washateria down the road. And I ended up having to wash them. I washed them in the sink of the bathroom there at that other hospital and had to hang them up and dry them out in the parking lot. But while I was doing this motion in the sink to wash them, all of a sudden this big bump and bruise appeared on my hand. And it's not from an IV. I don't know what it is, but it was weird. And it had actually gone down, but over the last few days, whenever I was stuck in all the nastiness, this turned black again, and it's actually swollen. I don't know if I can get it. See that right there? It's swollen because that's not normally there. And then this joint started to swell. So I'm sure that is what is ultimately, was going on, because the infection was getting worse in this hand, and it was starting to spread and aggravate everything else that had been happening. I know, isn't it? See, I've got curly hair, and I always wanted long, straight, lovely hair. And then I meet people that have long, straight, lovely hair, and they spend all day putting curlers in their hair and using hot irons to curl their hair. So I guess we're just born to always want stuff on the other side of the fence. The rural. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. Is that where you live? Rural? Did I say that right? I'm right-handed, so this is all being, uh, very interesting learning how to do things with my left hand. But I still haven't gotten writing down. It kind of looks like I've written letters in barbed wire if I write with my left hand. So I'm gonna go with the world. The world and well, I just put a little Texas slang on it. So world, 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 world. Okay. 10 minutes from Liverpool. Okay. I'm familiar with Liverpool. I mean, at least I've seen stuff about it, but I will definitely be looking at how to pronounce the name of where you're from. Yeah. Can you know how to say this? Figure out how to say that? Think Texas. Think rural Texas. How would a rural Texan say that word? Spell it out phonetically. How do you think it's spelled or it's pronounced? How do you think it's pronounced? Can you spell it out? Like how you think it sounds? Well, Joni, is that right? Joni? I'm not transgendered, but thank you. I want everybody to be happy and healthy and loved and cared about and accepted for who they are. Be kind to each other. Just be nice to one another. Yeah, that's it. Bravo Alpha Delta. That's it. That's how you say it. I personally think that we need to set this up like a video conference so that we can actually have conversations. Isn't there a way to do that? Do you guys know? Does anybody know? Is there a way to do a video conference to where we can actually talk to one another as opposed to me just sitting here babbling on a screen and oh. Yeah, well that would make a difference. You're used to it since you listen to Joel all the time. He does have a drawl. I had actually lost my drawl for a long time. I'd lost my Texas accent. Well, you don't ever actually lose it. You just learn how to put it on the back channel. And then after I got here, whenever I first got here, I didn't have an accent. Everybody here thought I talked weird, that I wasn't from here. And then after being here now for 9 years, which is shocking to me. I cannot believe that it's 9 years that I'm here. But that's a different story. But I knew that my accent had gotten back when I stopped thinking that everybody else sounded funny. Because whenever I first got here, I was like, oh my God, everybody here sounds like a hick. And then I realized that one day that I wasn't hearing their accent anymore. And that was the day I recognized that I had just basically full on given back into having a Texas accent. because I'm never around anybody anymore that doesn't talk like this. And I'm not as bad as a lot of people. I mean, I can really break into all the slang and everything, but it it comes and goes. Some people I talk to on the phone kind of laugh. See, I love British accents. I think all British accents are really great and cool, but I think everybody in America loves British accents, you know. So you guys got the good end of the stick on the accent thing, I think. But
Something you can't miss at all new giant Italian classics.
I'm gonna have to look in to see if there's a way to make this because I want to actually converse with you guys where I can hear your voices and we can talk and see each other. Surely somebody's doing that. I think you used to be able to do that in Google Hangout, wasn't it? Didn't Google Plus the Hangouts thing have a chat, like a conference chat? I have to look at that and see what's going on with it. Yeah, I'm not sure how any of that works. I'm just learning how to do. There's part of my finger. See, it's actually a little more so than on the. There's where it starts right there. And it goes from right there to right there. The surgeon, Dr. Peterson, said that he said you're going to have a Harry Potter scar on your hand. So we'll see what it ultimately looks like. Right now, it's got a line here and line here. I have to get a tattoo with something on here like, little stars or something so that it looks like I'm shooting stars at people when I talk and point. I have to figure out something interesting to do with it. I don't want to just have a big old ugly scar. So WhatsApp has that? Hangouts does have video chat. Have you ever used it? Have you ever used it? Video chat, is it something that a whole bunch of people can do at the same time? So in Georgetown, Canada, is that a place that they speak French?
There's gotta be more than 20 eggs here. Oh, way more.
An hour and 10 minutes. And then it's surgery. When I had the spinal surgery here, I had been I tend to like a lot of Jimmy Buffett songs. I mean, I don't sit around and listen to him all the time or anything, but I have found that a number of his songs are kind of happy and upbeat, like Hamburger in Paradise and Margaritaville and stuff like that. And when they gave me the medicine before I went into surgery for the spinal surgery, I was feeling all doped up. I started singing at the top of my lungs, Margaritaville, when they were wheeling me into the um, uh, operating room. And I ended up dreaming while they were doing the spinal surgery. And I dreamed that I was at the beach and with a whole bunch of people. It was like, a little beach party, casual kind of beach party thing. Everybody was sitting around on, chairs around a little fire, on, a little small fire on the beach. And Jimmy Buffett was sitting there with a guitar, playing his songs. And that's that's what was going on in my head while I was having the spinal surgery. Is I was at a little beach party, and Jimmy Buffett was playing music, and everybody was happy, and it was a wonderful thing. So I'm hoping I get to have something like that, another cool little dream like that. That would be really nice. I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to make that happen, because the last couple of surgeries, I don't recall dreaming anything, which better not to dream. There's going to be bad dreams you'd rather not remember them, but that was kind of a very pleasant dream to be having during surgery. Hang out on a beach, singing with friends. Something I used to do all the time up in Seattle, because I had a lot of musician friends. In fact, I had a band whenever I was in Seattle. I write music and I play a few instruments, and I used to write poetry and stuff all the time, and I started thinking, well, why am I just writing poetry? I need to go ahead and, see about writing lyrics, since I play the piano and play the guitar a little bit, and mandolin and flute and stuff like that. And up there, you can't spit without hitting a musician up in Seattle. And I went and took some vocal lessons just so that I could try to get the lyrics out that I was writing and not just die of embarrassment. And ended up ran into a band that wanted me to be their lead singer, and I was the lead singer of a blues band in Seattle for a couple of years. And we used to go out to the Pacific Coast, to Rialto Beach out at the Pacific Coast. Beautiful. If you ever get a chance, look up Rialto, Rialto, Rialto Beach. And beautiful, beautiful beach. It's wilderness camping, hike way up the beach, miles up the beach, and camp out there. And sometimes they'd be up to like 30 people that would show up, because we all staggered. But some of us would have competitions to see how long we could actually stay out in the wilderness without ever having to go back into town at all. And sorry, haven't gotten down how to read and talk at the same time. It's a good thing I don't have to chew gum and walk. But it was lovely. I've been very fortunate, for most of my life. I got to have see great places, go to a lot of really wonderful places, see amazing things, do amazing things. I mean, I've been a scuba diver. I'm still a scuba diver. I just haven't been in a long time. I've got to swim with sharks, and haven't ever got to swim with a dolphin, though. That's something I really, really wanted to do. And I've camped in some of the most beautiful places, at least it's available to me on this side of the planet, in this little quadrant of the world. I've gone to Alaska to take bear pictures by myself. That was wonderful. I got to see the northern lights whenever I was there. I got to see a wild swans up in the tundra by the Klondike River. I actually got to see all of Denali, the mountain. Whenever I was there, we actually had clear weather, and you could see the entirety of the mountain. And I was talking to the locals there, and they were saying that it was such a rare thing to actually even be able to see the top of Denali. And I was walking up a creek bed and ran into a great big moose that just stood there and chewed leaves and watched me and let me take pictures of him. So that was lucky. But I've never had animals be. I've never really had bad encounters with animals. I mean, even this. I have a lot of people are going, well, hope you got rid of that cat or whatever. It wasn't the cat's fault. The cat. This whole thing is all my fault. The kitty cat requested to be put down, and I was trying to show her where her kittens were, and I was overconfident in my ability to get her the 2 extra feet that it would take for her to see where the babies were. And, she started doing the pushing thing, and I put my hand up behind her shoulders like that, and she nailed me. So, I mean, it was my fault. She asked politely to be put down, and I did not respect that. And if somebody was doing that to me, I would have bit them too. So I can't say anything bad about it. It wasn't her fault. And but I have found that, there's 2 different kinds of people. There's the people that, they automatically go, well, I hope you got rid of that cat, or I would have killed that cat, or, some sort of response like that. And then there's the other people that go, oh, well, she was probably afraid. So it's, I'm starting to see, as I've gotten older, that there really is apparently, a very distinct line between, there's 2 basically different kinds of people, lots of variations in between, but there are those that, well, okay, an example, like in my video, the little video of the how to hand tame a feral kitten in minutes, that gets a lot of views and a lot of really cute and sweet and nice responses. And then there's another video that where horse kicks a cat, which Macy and Adora get along all the time. It's a little weird thing that happened where Macy kind of took a swipe at her. She didn't hit her or hurt her, but that video is another video that gets a lot of views on my channel. And but it's 2 vastly different audiences, because you have the one audience that thinks that the kitten is cute and adorable and likes that. It's shocking that me baby talking for 4 minutes is the popular video. And then there's also the horse kicks a cat, which is brought up by people who are looking for violent videos on the internet. Whenever I first put that up, I didn't understand what was going on with that. And it kind of bothered me for a little while there, that it was such a split. You had the people that were looking for nice and cute and sweetness, and the people who were looking for violence, and they were both right there in my channel. And the difference in the comments and things was kind of shocking. I left the video up, the horse kicks a cat video up, mainly because I do monitor it. Whenever people put anything that's really, really nasty or mean or something, I just delete the comment. I know, it sucks. I had my photographer my entire adult life, videos from everywhere. Oh, I had some great videos from all those camping trips and all the I had some great stuff, and I that was what I was thinking that I was going to do with YouTube eventually. Well, to be quite honest, I worked with CBS and NBC and ABC and ESPN. When I first saw YouTube, I was kind of like, well, that's cute, but I was being a little snobby about it, well, I work for all these other companies, these big media companies, and I thought it was cute. And now here I am, in life has taken some drastic turns, and I've learned some major lessons And I started thinking, what am I doing? I'm out here. I'm needing a job. I need to do something. Why am I being such a snob about YouTube? You should take all those years of experience and apply that to the YouTube channel and do something that you want to do with it. So I do have a lot of ideas of where I would like to eventually try to take it to. I just started with the kitty cat videos because that was the most immediate thing that needed to be addressed, because the little cats need to be, everybody needs to be fixed. I don't want them to sit there and have to go through everything that little wild cats have to go through. They shouldn't be having to breed constantly. It's not healthy for them. It's not healthy for, the kittens. So I started the YouTube channel to eventually try to make money so I could get all of them fixed at the same time. Because I'm telling you, you get 1 or 2 cats fixed, it does not help whenever there's, 15 cats of breeding age out there. You get 2 of them fixed, there's still 8 more that's making 3 to 6 kittens every few months. So, but as it is right now, I keep dealing with all this stuff. I keep thinking, well, whenever I was a kid, I used to pray to work off all my karma this lifetime, which I didn't really understand what that would imply, or the implications of that back whenever I was a teenager, praying for that. And so now here I am, hopefully working off a large part of whatever karma I've built up, over time. So as it is, I'm getting a lot of practice in trying to smile through the rain.
These are pages, sparkle ones. So they're going to all have rain on be delicious. Yep. Don't judge me. Get all the pages, sparkle
When I first saw Russell Brand, I thought, I can't remember exactly what it was I'd seen him in. It was some movie or something. And I thought he was really cute. He had a lot of charm, a little charisma going. But I didn't really, pay that much attention to him. And then whenever I saw him starting to become more spiritually centered and evolving in that direction, I became impressed with him. That he put on the brakes of the direction that his life was going and took control of his soul. Because he was in a position right there where, he had access to everything that could turn you into a debauched person. And instead, he put that aside and still walks in, that very, a life that, has a lot of temptation, that offers a lot of temptation. And he's doing such a good job of keeping moving forward to a higher level. And that's whenever I actually started really, really liking him, beyond just going, oh, isn't he a cute little, guy with a adorable accent and, a lot of charisma. I was like, he has substance and depth and enough self-discipline to actually act on that and follow that and not give in to the dark side. So now now not only do I think that he's cute and has charisma, but I'm impressed with his inner fortitude.
You gotta try this.
It must have been quite the challenge that I think he's met beautifully, being able to walk in a world that offers all the hedonism that there is, and to be able to turn it down with dignity is a good thing. Says so much more about him than whether he's got a cute smile. I think karma is real. I do think karma is real, Diane. I do. Sometimes I wish that you got to see it happen whenever people are doing mean, bad things, and they seem to just be getting away with it and getting away with it and getting away with it. But that's not my place, and it's not my place to revel in anybody else getting their karma. You know, what's important is dealing with your own stuff and not trying to look for not looking for revenge or your own personal satisfaction from seeing somebody that was bad get what they deserve. That's not helping me grow or helping you grow in a spiritual realm to be desirous to see justice. I think that we have to have faith that justice will happen. We might not see it happen, but then we shouldn't be worrying about whether we see it. We need to just be focusing on moving forward into the next step of whatever it is that we're trying to deal with. I do think that sometimes it might be a good thing to if someone's doing evil things or doing bad things or causing other people harm, I do think that there comes a point whenever you should step in and stand up to defend those that are being abused and taken advantage of. And I don't think that sorry, I had to laugh. Do I sound like I would vote for someone who lies incessantly? But anyway, see, and that right there is a lesson, because whenever you're trying to make a point and you're speaking about spiritual things, outside forces, whether they recognize it or not, can be used by the darkness to distract you, to draw you away. Okay, I knew it. So, hey, I get to block the very first person that I had to deal with on this. What a shame. But that happened. So let's see, how do we do that? Like that. And we're gonna
Yes, you will.
goodbye. So there we go. Sorry about that. But like I said, and what was I just talking about? I was talking about that dark forces, when you're trying to be enlightened, when you're trying to walk in light, when you're trying to grow and be a bigger, better, more expansive, connected with the universe soul, darkness will come out and throw things at you to distract you, to cause you to lose your footing. Wow, look at this. Look at the, I mean, seriously, look at this. How silly. Don't you have something better to do? It's kind of hard for you to demand anything, really. Hey, whenever I was on G Plus, I actually kind of made friends with a couple of the actual real Russian troll people. And oh, it's a nurse coming in. So, and since I personally don't care where anybody's from or what you look like or what your background is, if you're like being a decent human being and you're not being mean and evil to each other, I'm cool with you, you know. But
They're coming.
oh, okay. Well, everybody, it's surgery time, gang. You want to be on camera?
No.
No.
I'm gonna go,
Nurse-
let's go to the bathroom and get your chart together.
Okay. Nurse is here. I gotta go have surgery. And after I wake up, I will come and maybe, check back with this. Because like I said, at least this way I kind of feel like I'm not sitting here just all alone in the room. But like I said, I really and truly well, there's a, so this is this one person or is it a whole group of little people? It's probably just one person. But that's okay. May they be enlightened. May their minds be open, their hearts be open. May they learn compassion and love. And may I do the same and grow and become a better human being with each breath and become a true representative of the force. So, peace to everybody. I'll talk to you guys later. Holding you in dear, dear thoughts. Bye. I'll talk to you later, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for the good wishes. Send prayers while I'm in surgery. Send prayers.